In our daily lives, we are often faced with the term addiction. People use it to refer to a range of things, from the most serious drug problem to an overuse of internet sites such as Facebook. For Spike, the addiction is to the internet.
Yeah, I could easily just spend a whole day on the internet, but well, all my friends are on there as well, and it's just a pretty relaxing way to do it.
Spike may not be experiencing a serious drug problem, but the methods that keep him hooked to the computer are similar in nature to that of most addictions. But what are these processes that change our behaviour so dramatically? Where does the motivation to perform these actions come from? And why is it so hard to keep these behaviours under control? Why is it that we can easily pass hours playing a video game while important study goes undone? Why is it that we continue to smoke despite the clear damage it is doing to our bodies? For the purposes of this documentary, we would define addiction as a psychological or physical dependence on a substance or activity. One popularly known theory in psychology that may explain the origins of addictive behaviour is social learning theory. The theory states that individuals who are exposed to modelled behaviours are likely to pick them up themselves. For example, if we observe individuals smoking a cigarette, or hear about people using Facebook for hours on end, that behaviour becomes more appealing to us. The environment in which this modelling occurs also plays a role through a system of cues that we pick up on, such as the sound or smell of a drink. A social setting where everyone is smoking often puts pressure on the individual to take up smoking themselves. Operant conditioning is another explanation of how addictions take hold. The term refers to the process of behavioural consequences being added or removed. Nowhere is this example more perfectly illustrated than in gambling. In a way, we are rewarded for adhering to the addiction by an immediate positive sensation, such as a thrill experienced during gambling. This process is known as positive reinforcement. For some, that feeling is all too familiar.
What actually happens is the nerves and that excitement replaces other concerns that I have in my life, and I think that's what I like about gambling.
The counterpart to this is negative reinforcement. It is well known that withdrawal can occur when an individual who is dependent on a substance stops using it. Similar symptoms have been exhibited for behavioural addictions. As such, behaviour that seeks to escape these negative consequences is met with the reward of not experiencing them. A number of key neural structures have been identified in relation to addiction. The basal ganglia, associated with procedural learning, the amygdala, which governs emotional learning and emotional memory, the prefrontal cortex, which is activated in response to the likelihood of rewards, and the nucleus accumbens, responsible for the association between events and environments. Once the addiction has taken hold, the outlook often appears bleak. But it is always possible to conquer an addiction. There are many treatment options available. Prevention is easily one of the most effective ways to combat an addiction. While it may be easy in theory to avoid the addiction, in reality it is often a very difficult task. Simply understanding the consequences of an addiction, as well as how to resist social pressure, may be enough to help an individual say no. But if the addiction is already present, different methods may be required. Fortunately, the operant conditioning principles that we discussed earlier function in both directions. By rewarding ourselves for limiting the addictive behaviour, we may be able to reduce cravings. Additionally, processes such as aversion therapy or desensitization to cues may help an individual to beat an addiction. Whatever the method of treatment or prevention, as long as the addiction is recognized as an addiction, appropriate action can be taken. Addiction can be quickly and easily acquired, but that does not mean it can't be stopped.